Mike Douglas is Michigan's retirement coach.
Producer, composer, and philanthropist David Foster has won 16 Grammys. His wife, singer-songwriter Katharine McPhee, is a TV and Broadway star and business entrepreneur. The two married in 2019 and had their son Rennie in 2021. Recently, they took to the concert stage together and along with the Nashville Symphony performed an intimate show of some of their most well-known songs. Michigan's retirement coach, Mike Douglas, was not only in the audience, but afterwards went backstage to interview one of music's most powerful couples. Let's take a listen to that conversation.
How many times have you been told about your name?
A couple times in my life.
Mike Douglas.
My parents.
You don't know who Mike Douglas
Michael
is?
Douglas.
No, not.
Oh.
Well, I was thinking of the talk show host.
So Mike Douglas had a talk show host like before Jay Leno. And Tiger
wow.
Woods, it was his first ever TV appearance.
Yes.
He was 2 or 3 years old and his dad brings him on to hit golf balls on the Mike Douglas show. It was a
cool.
variety show. And my parents lived in Germany when all that was happening. So they
didn't know.
They weren't really, my dad was in the army stationed in West Germany. So they didn't have any clue what was going on so much
Right.
here. So they came back and named me Michael. And everybody's like, well, you know what you kind of did there. And everybody's like, oh, we just like the name.
Aw, that's
Yeah,
cute.
it's good.
Well, I'm so glad to have a chance to sit down and talk to you guys. One of the interesting things as we watch you guys perform today was the engagement and the chemistry back and forth between the two of you to work together in a family environment at a time when you mentioned earlier that you're stepping out of studio life, maybe working more towards something new, a refinement model where I'm going to go try something completely different with working on Broadway, reviving Betty Boop and doing things like that. How are you balancing the life of a new child, family, travel? Everything's not in the same spot or location. How has that balance worked out for you guys? And also at the same time, in a relatively new marriage, staying related.
Well, there are times when we have been touring pretty consistently for, the last
4 years?
has it been that long?
No.
The pandemic's been like 3 years, right? I mean, the last 2 years pretty consistently. And there have been times where, I just say, we need a break. This is too much. Like it's too much of just work. And because there's a lot of the moment we're on stage for that hour and a half, it's so much fun.
So easy.
It's easy. That's like not the work. There's always a part of your job that is like the reason why you love to do it. And then there's the stuff like the schlepping to hotel to hotel to hotel with all the things is hard, right? That's the work. It's not the work on stage.
And then throw in a child.
Yeah.
Throw in a child, which,
Which we love that he's on the road with us.
Yeah, we have so much fun. But, you just have to, like, I've really been sort of saying recently, okay, when are our breaks? When are our time to just be like at home and be a family? Because, well, not only does it really make you appreciate your time just being not doing anything, and just, we're always doing something. We're always doing something. So we're like going to a charity event or, hosting something or even just going to dinner parties and things like that. So it all gets to be sometimes too much. And I think that's how we find a balance, no? I mean,
yeah, and we don't do that good a job at it, actually. I mean, like, for instance, tomorrow I'm going to Chicago to work on my musical. She's going back home. This Friday, I'm flying back to LA. We're going to do the Home for the Holidays.
Sunday or Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Home for the Holidays on Sunday. And then the Grove, hosting the Grove, Christmas.
It's all these Christmas things that we're promos we're doing. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's
and
a
then
lot.
back to Chicago and then it's a lot.
Well, like back to you said, the work before the fun. So it's like we want to do a Christmas album, which means all of early November and October is a grind for the 90 seconds on the float at the Thanksgiving.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're next year, we're not doing any promos.
We're not. We're just like going to take a break.
Got that, Mark?
And an album people won't want to listen to in May through October, but they'll be stoked for it. Yeah, absolutely. Kat, have you ever thought about when you come off American Idol and they could have put you with a whole lot of songwriters and producers and the fact that you were set up with David, how that kind of set your life on a certain course to be like, well, they could have given me anybody, but they gave me basically the best.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was just like so written in the stars and so kismet because he happened to be on the season that I was on, and that's how we got to know each other. And then they had him produce my first single. I was so lucky to have like the best of the best. And then, since Idol, he has been a constant in my life. I mean, I would get, the corporate gigs, like they would come from David's manager and it always came from David. Like there were always gigs that I was doing that were coming from him, and which allowed us to have a friendship too. Like we did a couple weirdly, we did like a couple vacations when we were with different partners, and it was.
I was with you in my heart.
Oh, I know you did kind of always have like a little crush, but no, we were always professional, and and it's just kind of he was just always a. But
he's right; it did set you up into a path that here we are now.
Yeah,
married with a child and touring, and
And if I give you one last question, it would be going back. You mentioned a couple times on stage, like almost like the one that got away. It was the Karate Kid soundtrack versus Top Gun. Is there any song or any maybe nomination that didn't win that you say, that's the one that got missed? People were wrong. And obviously we love everything we create, right? Like we love everything that goes. But is there one you say, I would almost trade one that did win for one that I felt was underappreciated? Or is there a song you say, man, they missed it there?
Well, I mean,
they missed
at your worst point, you think they missed everything that they missed. But I mean, truthfully, when we're on stage, I just have fun with those losses. I don't care about. I cared that night, but that was a long time ago. So I don't really care. I was at the Grammys one year. I was nominated for 7 Grammys, the most of anybody that year. And I lost all 7.
Oh gosh.
All 7. So
did you go home and did you feel really bummed
for that night? But then the next day, it's like, you just go back to work. It's just, it's not the end all. So I have a lot of fun with my losses, and I have a lot of fun with the successes as well. It's just fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for listening to Michigan's Retirement Coach with Mike Douglas. To learn more, visit lifeplanwealth.com.
Michael Douglas is an investment advisor representative of Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Michael Douglas is licensed in your state, please call 517-323-7526. Stewards Wealth Planning, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Michael B. Douglas, NPN number 9650939.